I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got what should be a good one between the Miami Dolphins and the Dallas Cowboys. With that, we head across the Atlantic to London. Standing by with the call and maybe a little jet-lagged, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, thank you. We are about 4,300 miles away from you there in Orlando as we come to you from the European home of the NFL, London, England. Coming up, another edition of the NFL International Series, and it should be a good one between the Miami Dolphins and the Dallas Cowboys. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
The snow continuing to pile up at game time. And we are underway here in London. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. So here are the Cowboys now ready to go on offense for the first time. And a glance here at the man calling the plays under center, their 6'4" quarterback.
And I liked what his head coach told us about him this week, that no matter what happens, whether he throws 7 interceptions or 7 touchdown passes, he's the same assertive leader in the huddle on each and every play. He can throw the 7 interceptions, just blame the football, blame anything else, and still carry himself like he is the man.
It's like you, assertive in our production meetings.
Well, especially when we're talking about ordering dinner, ordering some snacks.
I was just going to say.
That's where I go.
Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down. And the quarterback, he's got some big threats at wideout.
And they seem to get bigger all the time, don't they, Brandon? Every time I look out and watch a game, we're getting these bigger, more athletic, acrobatic receivers. We have some today.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. And this defensive line will be looking to control the point of attack.
And that's what they've done throughout this season. This is a terrific unit. They play together very, very well, and they don't permit big plays to happen.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7.
Here we go.
Looking to throw. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter. He'll kick it away after a 3 and out on the opening drive of the game. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And it'll be Dolphin football. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. And here's a look at their leader, standing 6'4".
And this could be a whole lot of fun because if his game plan goes into effect early, we're going to see some shots downfield, aren't we? What did he talk to us about? Stretching the field. Wants to open things up for not just his receivers, but for anything underneath.
Well, that was the theme, the front page of the sports section. What did the columnist write? Possible air raid. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the coaches view that, right? Who gave away the game plan? I think it's pretty obvious, though. That'll help them win.
A gain of 6 there on first. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down. And how about this wide receiving core, Charles?
Well, I was at the hotel watching a little film, and you popped your head in and said, these receivers are pretty good from what I can tell. You're exactly right. Can't wait to see them do their thing out on the field.
Out of the gun now on third down. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside.
90, Wolf.
They go play action here on first down. He's going to look deep down the field. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 16. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And this might not be the last interception we see, Brandon. Both of these teams like to throw the football, but here in this snow, ball's not going to always go where you want it to. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys a little bit jumpy.
But you do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3
and
and
now
out.
they have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29.
Set. 60 outlaw. Ready.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he'll get this all the way up to the 42-yard line. 14 yards, good for a Cowboy first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And the return stops at the 39-yard line.
Well, so much of playing quarterback in the snow comes down to trying not to do too much. You've got to just keep telling yourself, throws downfield we've run every day in practice all year. But guess what? They suddenly become more difficult. And this one gets away from him and winds up an interception.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. And the linebacking core could certainly be crucial today.
They do everything really, really well. Fly to the football, defend the pass, you name it, they do it, as well as set the defensive front.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. And he comes back with one complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
Well, they obviously read man coverage their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield. Then he curls back inside for the completion.
Ready. 50. Plant.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter. Back to throw here. That's complete right around the 8. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is in. Touchdown, Miami. A 3-yard touchdown run as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. And nothing special there. They show they were going to run the football. They ran it. They got it in.
Like old-time football, right? Hey, this is exactly what we're going to do. Straight-ahead power, and they got it done.
Extra point attempt here still to come. Boy, these may be an adventure this afternoon, but this one is good. It's Dolphins football here as we begin the second quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Here's the Dallas offense now, heading back out onto the field. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Hey, Delta. 65, 65. Go.
Back to throw now on first down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A big play there. 60 yards as they are now on the board here in the first half. Well, that's pretty impressive, Charles. It's one thing to be an elite speed wide receiver and have all that yards after the catch into the end zone, but from your tight end?
Yeah, you don't get that very often. What you're describing is more like a Tyreek Hill, a Devontae Adams, and Antonio Brown. You're not talking about a guy that lines up or can line up in line and look like an extra tackle on running plays. He took that bad boy downfield just like he was a scat back.
Before the game, he told me, I'm going to have a zinger or two today. And I was like, oh, a zinger or two? I guess that's a zinger, right?
That's a zinger.
Extra point through the snowflakes, up and good. And we are tied at 7. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Now a play fake here on first down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25.
I spy a couple of extra defensive backs on the field for Dallas.
Cowboys in the dime on 3rd. They'll set up to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Fielded at the 20. Excellent work on the run back there, 33 yards. And the Cowboys are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
And to give this time to the tailback. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
2nd and 9 now. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
He's got the first down inside the 10. And down to the 7-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. A reminder coming up at halftime while the two of us head for warmer areas of the press box. We'll be sending you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. 5 yards, a good run there, and now 2nd and goal. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go. I might come right back at them with the same play, the same set, and see if they can stop them.
No gain on the play there, and they're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. Stonewalled on 2nd down. Now let's see what they can do on 3rd and goal from the 2.
Check 13. Check 2.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Cowboys have taken the lead. And when the smaller guy can't power it across the goal line, Charles, sometimes you need to go with a fullback. They did. It worked.
What's that thing about force and mass? How's that?
Oh, yeah. Force equals mass times acceleration.
Oh, that's big-time stuff. That's from the same guy the apple dropped on his head, right?
No problem there on the extra point. And that makes the score 14-7. That time a 6-play drive. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown 1 interception. He wants to balance that off with at least 1 touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. He'll drop to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. This quarterback now 6 of 10 of this first half. He's got his guys a first down here. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A well-executed 22-yard gain. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. Now a signal and a timeout call, as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. On now the Miami field goal unit. This is a 49-yard attempt, right hash. And that'll be off the crossbar and out. It's short. He couldn't get it there. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, he had that one on target. That's half the battle. The other half of the battle, however, is distance.
And he nearly had that, too. But it was the crossbar that said otherwise. And that'll deny him a shot at 3.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you...
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome everyone to this abridged version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. The snow certainly making conditions difficult, and it's not like likely to get better anytime soon, as we turn it right back over to Brandon and Charles.
As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. This is taken at the 3. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
Get ready.
Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive. Missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you know, you've put something out there. You've given yourself a chance. You're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the posts. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
They're going to look to throw. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his second of the game. Instead, 4th down. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football and now zapped right back in the other direction. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he'll punt it away for the second time. This is taken at the 15. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away.
Yeah,
defense,
we've
got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see what the offense gets done.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Check.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. 2nd and 5. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete. Football's such a game of tendencies, down and distance, and on 3rd and inches, 3rd and 1, you think, yeah, the fullback's probably going to get the ball, but when you get to 3rd and 2, most of the time that's either the running back or a pass play. So that's a nice tendency breaker by the offensive team there. Hand it to their big guy to pick up a first down.
What we got? What we got? What we got? Hey, team 6. Team 6. Let's go.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. He just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
Clear. 56 to Mike, boy. 56. Check. Alpha. Watch the screen.
They'll drop the throw. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
50 play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Hey, Haywood.
Now back to throw. Wide open receiver, complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 38. Now a handoff here to his running back. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And then open down the middle of the field. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 22-yard line. This will probably be the last play of the quarter. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7 reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
That's complete, right around the 8. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Hey, 2. 56, right there, 56. Get that quarterback.
2nd and 4. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over. Now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Dolphins first down. This quarterback now 10 of 16 throwing the football. It's 1st and 10. The throw over the middle taken in. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the play.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Now a throw for the left sideline, and he's got it. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. He'll look to throw.
If you're a defender, one of the fun things about playing zone defenses, especially in today's football, is that it's not as static as it was in the good old days, meaning you just drop to a point and react into the football. Now you end up with a lot of man-to-man principles once you get into your zone defense. In other words, get to your assignment and then locate a guy coming into your area, and then you end up covering him almost man for man. That allows him to make more plays on the football like the one we just saw there. And we just saw another example. These cornerbacks have played tight coverage all game long. Might start wanting to think about a few double, triple move routes to try and shake their guys free.
You're right, they have had no room to breathe. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. He's back to throw. Wide open receiver, complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A really nice gain of 25 yards. They'll look to throw. The two big plays, one after the other. Now all of a sudden, they're on the march.
Got to feel good about what they've just gotten done, and now feel really good about what's in front of them.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. From a yard out, as they can now tie the game with the extra point here in the final 2 minutes. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the posts, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, it's been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. is going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game.
Ready, ready.
Mike's 56. I got
One.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
And up.
They'll look to throw. Going right side here, and that's complete. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. They'll set up a throw. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
Ready.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave them trying to convert on 3rd and 9. They'll look to throw here. And he comes back with one complete. Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game. Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Cowboy first down. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. They'll spot it at the 40. It's a 50-yard kick for the win. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and that changes everything here in OT. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This is taken at the 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
And now here come the Cowboys. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. 7 yards there and a first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Now a first throw here in overtime. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 11 yards and a Cowboy first down. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 43. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Hey, high 7.
Everyone got 4 down. Mike's 50, Mike's 50. I'm coming up to you. I'm coming up to you. I'm coming up to you.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
Brandon, that's a huge completion there. That puts them in field goal range, but let's face it. They don't want 3 here. They want 6. With these overtime rules, a touchdown finishes it off.
Yeah, looking to win it right away. Good to know, though, that they have 3 in their back pocket if they need it.
Hey, box truck.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He's had some big runs in this game. Not there, though.
But I don't think they're going to be deterred by that play right there. He's had some nice runs in the game. And how many times have we seen a good running back get stopped, yet turn it into something big on a later carry? I'd stay with him.
And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Give him 9 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down. So a big play in this opening drive of overtime. Now looking at a 3rd and 3. Back to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation. And there, the defense won the battle. And he missed it. It's no good. And that changes everything here in OT. So you wonder what's going on in that head right about now. That's 2 missed field goals for him now, and this one should have been no problem.
For an NFL kicker, you're thinking 97, 98% from this distance, and this one somehow fails to go through. And that's 3 points you just absolutely have to count on getting.
So now here come the Dolphins. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to him, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Yeah, part 1 is done, now part 2. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's a 2nd and 7. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Looking to throw. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. I think everyone in the stadium saw that big hit coming.
And I, as a former defensive back, have to admit I'm a little disappointed. He actually was able to hold on to the ball. He brought the lumber on that play. Give my man a whole lot of credit for taking the hit and possessing the football.
And picking up the 1st down. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. It'll be their 2nd and final timeout, remember, here in overtime. We'll be back. 2nd and 10. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. 1 overtime, how about 2? We need another. We're still even. We'll switch sides and have that 2nd overtime in just a moment. And on 3rd down, the Cowboys bringing an extra defensive back. Back to throw here. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin 1st down. They go back to that well. He's had a great game. Defensively, they haven't been able to stop him. Same thing here in overtime.
And sometimes that goes to the play caller's ego, because a lot of times you have so many different plays you want to call, but when you spot a matchup that's working for you or a player that has the hot hand, keep giving it to him. That tells me you're mature as a play caller, and it's working for them in overtime.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Brandon, they didn't get everything they wanted out of that play.
Here we go.
But the tight end did. And I don't mean it in a positive way. Great job of him holding on after absorbing that big hit.
So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
They only need a yard here. 3rd down and 1 after the penalty. And to give this time to the tailback. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down. 3 yards in the wrong direction.
And, partner, in a lot of short yardage situations, you'll see the linebackers step up into the gaps, what we call mugging the line of scrimmage, to make sure they take away all spaces, all creases. That one worked really well for them.
They only needed a yard, instead went backwards.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Here's the Dallas offense now, heading back out onto the field. Now, they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team, because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
They'll set up to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
56 to Mike. 56 is to Mike. All right, T, let's go. All right, T. 56 to Mike. Go. Check 56.
And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall. They could put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
He's going to rifle one deep left side, and that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 17 yards for the Dolphins there as they've got themselves a 1st down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. This to win it in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. And the Dolphins have taken the lead. So he missed his first attempt, remember, but this time he gets back on the bike and knocks it home.
Yeah, and sometimes that first one can really impact you moving forward. It can just stay with you too long and affect everything else you do during the game. In this case, though, able to shake it off. He's riding high again.
Well, we thought this game would be a good one. It did not disappoint into overtime, and it took the field goal to win it.
And we always pay lip service to how important it is to play defense. And usually we focus on the big offensive pyrotechnics, right? But in this case, they got the ball back on defense, gave themselves a chance, and they capitalized on it with a victory.
And I don't care what distance that field goes from in overtime. The knees are always knocking, but he pushed it through.
Not only that, think about your snapper, your holder. A lot of nerves for them, too, because they have to do their job in order to give him one last chance to put a foot to it.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say cheerio from London.